Yeah.
How about now?
Yeah.
Lower? All right. Well, thank you all for coming. This is really incredible. In a couple days that we got this much support, although it's really incredible there aren't millions here with us on the street here. We are voicing the sentiments of millions of people, and definitely we are voicing our own non-complicity in the genocide of any part of humanity. Yeah! Especially based on lies. Whatever our reasons for being against the war, there are multiple. Some believe that the U.S. is innocent and really just doing humanitarian aid by killing, but don't believe that killing humans are going to help the humans that we're trying to save. Others think that the whole thing is a lie, like all the other wars and excuses for wars before it. I'd be in a lot of groups, but I'm not trying to persuade anyone. We're going to be taking off here in a little bit. We can also do another little rally and speech when we get to where we're going. But we'd like to open up the floor if someone has something to say. There was apparently, like Robert said, yippee, we're given the right that we had originally. We're granted the right that we had originally. We get to wait for Congress before we go to war instead of wondering if it's going to happen today. That's the way it's supposed to be. It's not really a gift. Hopefully Congress will honor the will of the people of the United States, and the people stand with the will of the rest of the world to stay out of this mess we have no business in. I'm not going to get into political beliefs. I'm just going to, somebody can say maybe something about this morning's press conference at the White House. I didn't want to go down. I wanted.
Yeah, I saw it. Hi, I'm Mike Howell, and there was a press conference this morning, and at it, you probably already know, Obama said he's going to request that Congress give its approval for an attack on Syria.
Take it from your mouth. It's too close. Take it away from your mouth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, if we look at this, we shouldn't forget the fact that since 2011, back in the days when Hillary was the Secretary of State, Washington has said very clearly they do not want to overthrow President Assad, all right? And because they're afraid there'll be a revolution. Now, they can tell you why they're afraid of a revolution. So these strikes are not about eliminating Assad from power, all right? Anyone who thinks it is really hasn't been listening to the statement. They say this is about not allowing them to use chemical weapons. Well, they already say that Assad used chemical weapons about 20 times so far, 10 to 20 times is the estimate. And we've had plenty of times, like when Saddam Hussein was our friend, where chemical weapons have been used, and we didn't say a peep. Or when Saddam used them, for instance, not just against the Kurds, but also against the Iranians during the war of the 80s between Iran and Iraq. So now they're saying we're doing this out of the goodness of our heart. That isn't the case, in my opinion, anyway. But what they said now, and what Obama said, is that the guns are in place, everything's in place. The minute he gets the phone call from the admiral, they can get things rolling. And now he's just waiting to get some support, official support from Congress, which means we should do our part to discourage the members of our congressional delegation from supporting the upcoming resolution to support the attack on Syria. And let's remember, this isn't many groups in Syria themselves are not for it. We're not talking about the Assad supporters, like the Revolutionary Left Current, which you don't hear about, which is very active. The local coordinating committees, which they don't talk about anymore, but which are still very active, especially in the liberated areas of Syria. And they represent a force that wants democracy and freedom. We don't hear about them. We only hear about the Al-Qaeda people. But the reality is there are forces in Syria that are fighting for liberation of all men, women, children, social justice. And those people, or many of those people anyways, are saying they don't want the military intervention. Okay, but there are some that do. But again, I don't think we should think that Washington has any good intentions. We know what happened in Iraq. We know what's happening in Afghanistan. And so it's good that Obama's asking Congress for approval, but we can't for a minute think that if we stay quietly, then this won't happen. We need to pressure Congress not to
No more war!
No more war.
Woo! War! No more war! No more war! Woo!
Hey everyone, I'm Mike. I'm from Socialist Alternative. And one of the things that we all have to make sure we make it clear, not only to the media so that they don't misrepresent what it is that we're actually out here advocating for. We're not advocating not only for the so-called humanitarian bombings that will massacre, just like what U.S. imperialism has done in Iraq, massacring millions of people, but we're also not advocating for Assad, which is a brutal dictatorship, which does suppress workers' struggle, which does suppress human rights. So one of the things that we have to be advocating for is for independent workers' struggle. That's what will actually be able to break through the sectarianism in Syria and the Middle East. Sectarianism is a plague of the capitalist crisis in and of itself. We can look not just in the Middle East, but also in Ireland, where you have in Belfast youth fighting against each other based off of because of basically religion. It's at the root because they're struggling over jobs because Ireland's in crisis. The same exact situation. It's a global capitalist crisis in the Middle East, and U.S. imperialism is helping accentuating it. They're helping increasing it. One of the things that we have to be saying is that we're here. We're standing in solidarity with the people of Syria, not the establishment of Syria, not the establishment of Syria, United States of America. One of the biggest things that we can also do to help support the people of Syria isn't just to protest. That's a start. What we also have to do is bring the struggle to fight against budget cuts, to fight for jobs, to increase the power of the labor movement. Because literally what's going to take, just like what working people did in World War II in Europe to help bring World War II to an end, it was mass general strikes. And that's one of the things that we also have to be working toward, increasing the power of the labor movement here in the United States so that we can stop any war that we want as working people. As the youth movement, we can go on strike and we can bring down this system and institute a new democratic workers and farmers government so that we can actually have democratic control over not only our economy, but foreign policy and policies in general so that we can make sure that everybody has a good job, everybody has the services. The money's there. We don't need money to go to bomb Syria. We need money for jobs not only here at home, but jobs in Syria. Woo! Woo!
My name is Zaytoun. I was born in Homs, Syria.
Speaking to the mic.
I was
He doesn't
born
have
in
to.
Homs. Is this better? Is this better?
A little bit.
Lift it up. Yeah, there you go.
Is this better?
Yeah.
All right. My name is Zaytoun. I was it's
Get closer.
Zaytoun is Arabic for olives, and I was born in Homs, where hummus was invented. A couple of hours north of Damascus. We were first called Christians in Antioch, Syria, 2,000 years ago. And so, as a Christian, we want peace. Amen. I've been praying for peace for 2,000 years. Amen. The Muslims are killing each other in Syria. We need peace in Syria. We don't need any more bombs. By our tax dollars. And this is why I am running as a libertarian candidate from the 5th Congressional District. Because the last thing we need is some more killing in Syria. The Muslims are doing a good job killing each other over there. And we need to send some peace delegation to the Muslims to stop killing each other rather than devastating the whole country, which is the cradle of civilization. So pray for peace and pray that our president doesn't get lost with this